Alright, hello everyone, we are finally going live. My name is Neurointegrate and alongside with me, the game will be casted by Volty2, but we have to kick off with Vulcan.com. Hello, Volty.
Hello, Nero. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling quite good. There is TSM versus mouz esports. That's a best of 2 series ahead of us, and well, as I said, let's begin with Vulcan. They are the main sponsors of the league, so thanks a lot for helping us out with the prize pool massively. So if you guys don't know what Vulcan is, here you have the link. It is vulcan.com. You log in or register, you make your own account, you can add real life money or you just play with the credits you get at the start. Of course, use the CounterPit promo code when you sign up for the league, and well, that's basically a fantasy league. There's not much more to it, but the different thing is you can earn real life money with it. You sign up for a league, you pick your team, you pick your players, you make one of them a shot caller, so you get double points for him, so it's best to make the best player the shot caller basically. And you pick, there's a lot of leagues out there that you can play in, and the entry fees are big or small or tiny. For example, you can pay with credits in practice leagues and you earn like 3 cents for winning. As you can see, I don't have a lot of money right there, but you can pay even $500 for an entry fee, and there if you win, you get quite a bit of money. You have Counter-Strike, you have League of Legends, you have Dota 2, you have Hearthstone, so you can pick among very many leagues. There's ESL, ESEA, there's CounterPit in it. There's every single league sponsored by Vulcan basically, so there's a lot of stuff, and I can assure you that you will have enough to pick from. There's North America, there's Europe, there's all the different regions if they just get partnered up with Vulcan. So as I said, ahead of us is TSM versus mouz sports, and there you guys have the maps in front of your faces right now. That's Cash and Overpass. Cash picked by mouz esports. This will be the first map we'll be seeing here. Overpass and the second map.
Yeah, and TSM, they won actually. I think last time they played Cash, they won against NIP with like 16-3, 16-4 something on ESL, ESA Pro League, so incredibly huge performance by them on Cash last time, and wouldn't doubt a second that they can make the same thing happen against mouz sports. mouz sports actually won last time as well, and that was in CounterPit League as well. I think that was against Hellraisers 16-8 something, 16-7. Unsure about that one. So yeah, both of these teams actually won on Cash last time they played, but TSM definitely is looking like the stronger team right here.
Yeah, and then on Overpass, of course, this is their own map, but just remember, we saw Gamers2 versus Kingwin last time. I casted, I streamed, and Kingwin won. On Gamers2's map, it was Mirage, and then everyone was like extremely sure they will win the second one. It was also Overpass, so there is a slight chance that even if TSM crush mouz on their own map on Cash, then they will lose on Overpass, but we'll see that in the game, and we are just getting ready, just getting the last players warming up to see how it turns out in the game. But there is one little problem for mouz esports, so we'll just have to keep on talking and wait for the last player.
Yeah, so with that being said, this is Counterfeit League, and as we did mention earlier, we did that the last stream. Vulcan is with that U, V-U-L-C-U-N. So just because a lot of people get so confused about Vulcan and start searching for Vulcan like the literal
like
word
volcano.
Vulcan. Yeah, like a volcano. And it's like, what? So it's not Vulcan as in Vulcan, it's Vulcan with a U instead of the A.
Yep, so W right there. You can... Well, W sounds
W?
weird.
Yeah, what?
You have 2 U's in there. Alright,
Yeah.
so we'll be switching to the table right now. These are the standings. Kingwin, they came into the league to exchange NIP because NIP has too many matches to play. They couldn't agree to stay in our league. So Kingwin, after facing Gamers2, they tied it up, now sitting on 1 point. Then we have Gamers2 and Dignitas in Group A, of course, with 2 points, Flipside with 3, and Flipside with a stunning performance on SLTV land, so they will definitely be looking to get the top spots in the league. There's also Virtus.pro and Na'Vi with 5 and 7 points accordingly. In Group B, at the top, there's TSM, so they will be fighting to keep that first spot and then to just not let anyone take it away from them. Envious 2 points behind them, but Envious is not playing right here, so if TSM win this 2-0, they will have a huge point advantage. They will be sitting at, let's not make a mistake, 11 right here, and Envious would have to win 2 matches in a row to then catch up and top them over. And Hellraisers, Mousesports and Titan sitting on 2 points. The last team in the league is Pentasports. After 3 matches, they only racked up 1 point, which is not looking too good. It's not really convincing, but they can still get back to the league. Especially there's Titan, Mouse, Hellraisers sitting at the bottom standings, and Hellraisers, on the other hand, on SLTV land, they didn't show up. They didn't manage to win a single match, so that's a big pain. And then Penta might be looking to win against them in CounterPit.
So basically what Mousesports is fighting for right here is that 3rd spot, taking Hellraiser's place in that one, because they can't get up on Envious level since they have 6 points. So if they do win both of these maps, they get those 2 points, which will give them 4 in total in the Group B, right?
Alright, so we'll be getting into the match right now. Let's just bring the volume, let's bring the end game, and we are getting into the 9th round. TSM versus Mousesports. This is the first map, Cash. The second one will be Overpass, but we'll get there in just a bit of time. Well, can't really estimate how long this will last. It can last 20 minutes, it can last 40 minutes. So let's see, TSM versus Mousesports. That's the 9th round, and TSM kick it off very convincingly right here. Carrigan finally falls, but then it leaves Nex in a 1 up against 3. Nex is one of the better players in Mousesports, but I don't expect him to win in such a fight.
And all 3 of the players actually were below half a HP, so he could have made that happen, but it's as it is. TSM winning that one, and they're gonna be staying on the CT side here. So they are ready for the game to start up here. The pistol run is what we're gonna be seeing coming up eventually. So just waiting for Mousesports to ready up here, and we'll be live with the game.
Yes, exactly that. So Mousesports, this is their own map. They have to step it up right here, right now. If they manage to surprise TSM, then they can talk about winning the second map. Of course, they cannot get over Envious in the standings, but they can at least get close instead of just getting 1 point to jump over Hellraisers. It's better to aim high. So there we go, the pistol round starts right now. Mousesports on the T side, TSM on the CT.
So what it looks like right now is TSM, they're splitting up. They have got, if we take a look at the map, they have 1 player, and that's going to be Carrigan on middle, who's going to be, that push actually on Link, that was impressive. Dennis going down instantly, and that's the entry. Now they can just back off. So TSM with the entry right there, now they don't need to focus on holding middle too much anymore. If they get into any side, that's kind of their advantage, since they have that 1-man advantage. So with that being said, 4-on-5 situation, Mouse, they're dealt in a heavy situation right here. We'll see if TSM can keep up with the work and get that 2nd kill, making it 3-on-5 situation. They will. Debbie Sue going in for the kill on Gob, going in for the 2nd on Chris J. Next will reply instantly after that, though, but it's a 2-on-4 situation. They need to get that kill on Dupree. Kerrigan goes in for the kill, but doesn't really manage. Speedy gets that eventually. 2-on-2 situation because of that. And right now, Mouse has managed to equalize this. This is important.
Yep, and Mouse trying to get the bomb plant, but there comes Cajun, and he wants to stop this and makes it happen. Zipex actually to finish that kill off. And the last man standing is now Speedy, cut off from the bomb side, doesn't have the bomb in his hands, and will go down to TSM. That's the pistol round going the way of the CTs.
So TSM with the first round in their pocket right now. The Mouse did manage to get that plant, did they? So, or no, they didn't. They didn't.
No, actually. They didn't. That's
no,
the
they
thing.
Didn't. So yeah, that's the thing. So Mousesports, fact here is that they'll need to. They could actually force this up if they want to. Doesn't look like they will though. Eventually, TSM here, they do have the economical advantage, and with the equipment that they have now, this shouldn't be too hard for them. Mousesports are lining up towards A. And TSM with only 2 players on the A side. They have Kerrigan who can turn quickly from middle and support, and that's exactly what's going to happen eventually. He's ready on the A side. They do spot one man out. Chris J will fall to the ground there, and the rest of the team will as well. KGMB with the last, and Speedy goes down as well. So 2-0 right now.
A crossfire spray from Cajun and Kerrigan just wrecking Mousesports. They didn't even get to the side. And in the first round, that's the thing. They could have got the bomb plant, but they didn't. The man who was planting the bomb stopped it, then got killed, didn't manage to do a thing.
And you mentioned that this was Mousesports' choice as well, Cash?
Yep. Exactly.
But, you know, the thing here is TSM did such an astonishing performance, actually, against NIP on ESL, ESEA Pro League. It's super risky to choose this map against them, so it's an interesting pick, definitely. Mouz has to have something waiting till they get the weapon, so... Dupree, they don't see him coming up here from Vents. He gets that one, he gets that second, could get that first! He does get it on Chris J eventually, so coming up from Vents right there. They did not spot him out. They did not have a man holding Vents, and that's what they get punished for in the end. So 3-0 right now. TSM right here with 3 runs in a row, up to a good start. But right now, Mousesports, this is going to be their first, you know, heavy buy round coming up. And Chris J there with the op. It's interesting to see how he plays with that. If he gets the entry quickly in this game, then this could actually pay off clean for Mousesports. TSM haven't got an op on their team, so long-range battles is what he's looking for right here. Kerrigan will go in for the entry rather than Denise, as they did in the first round as well.
Yeah, and just take a look at Cajun. He only has 1 single flashbang in his pocket. I don't know if he hadn't bought up any nades or he just threw them all at the very beginning of the round. But Mousesports, if they just wait it out, they might get some bomb-tight entrance without even struggling. Chris J with that AWP should be looking for a pick since they already lost a man. I wanted to point out that TSM still playing with 2 FAMASs, but it's not the case anymore, and that's the case that makes them slightly weaker since they got that entry frag and they have the numbers advantage. That's a 5 and 4, Chris J and Squeak. But someone will peek at him in just a second from Forklift, so he's not really expecting a man to come from right there. Oh, but he'll spot Kerrigan jumping on top of the toxic barrels. That's an entry. That's the pick that Chris J had to be looking for, and he found it.
That's all about timing right there. Chris J getting that one frag. He could have been spotted out a little bit earlier, actually, by whoever stood at Forklift right now. But Debbie is here. He's going to try to go in for that kill. Backs off into jungle next. He's on the site. He's got that AK. He's going to try to spot one man out, but doesn't find anyone instantly, so he decides to go in for the plant. Now, that's important now. 3-on-3 situation. They put the pressure over on the CTs right here, so that's TSM. What are they going to be doing next? Speedy with that count Sipnik. It's a 1-man advantage for Mouse right now. And Chris J missing out on 1 bullet right there. They know that the op is inside B lobby. Speedy will go in for that kill on KGMB eventually, though, and Debbie will go down as well. So, with that being said, Mousesports with their first heavy buy round, and they do manage to clinch around here against TSM on cash as well. So, great play coming up here by them. And it looked like they weren't really sure where they were going to go in the beginning right there, but in the end, when they got into the B side, they knew that, hey, if we have this, then, you know, just keep TSM out of this, and we'll hold this down. It's easy for us. So easy as a pie right there for Mousesports in the end, but in the beginning, they had their struggles.
Yep, there we go. This time, TSM pick up that AWP after losing a round, so they pick up 2 AWPs on top of that, yeah, as you pointed out, so they put all the money on the line right here. If they lose this round, they will have to eco. They will let Mousesports equalize the score. But if it works out, it will hurt Mouse very much. Chris J still with that AWP. He's a very good sniper, so we'll be looking for him to get some frags. And then it gets stacked up in A main. But that's Chris J going down. Once again goes for the same play in a squeak. And gets picked off. Speedy burns someone down. That's quite lucky right there that he got the refrag. But TSM overall, they're looking very well. After Zipex also gets the frag on Garben, he manages to survive with just 6 points of health right there. Someone was still shooting at him. It was next in the middle. And Speedy falls to Dupree.
What's interesting to say here is that Sipnix, he actually just got that frag because he knew that... Oh, Nix.
Yeah, through the smoke, and he knows where Kerrigan is. Kerrigan whipped the shot, and he drops into headshot. That's Nex with a frag right here if he plays it right. And that's good for Mousesports. They even the things out. That's a 2-on-2. They have the bomb plant secured already. And Cajun and Zipix 2 last men standing, and I already pointed out that Zipix only has 6 points of health, but Nex and Dennis standing in one spot. Always dangerous. They managed to rotate slightly, but that's Cajun being a 1-on-2, and they already know where he is. He cannot really win that fight. Nex finishes him off, and the bomb got planted too, so there was this pressure of the time running out.
But let's get back to what I was about to say. Sipnick's right there, when he gets that kill on the A side, for example, on Chris J, just peeking there with a sniper, it's only because Chris J stood at that position in the earlier round. Now he can pre-fire that and just make sure that he isn't there. So what mouse sports need to focus on right here, if they do not want to be read as an open book by TSM here, is that they need to switch up their tactics, not staying at the same positions over and over again, because that's something that TSM, in most games that we're seeing from them, actually weeds out eventually. So what we need to see here from mouse sports is that they do not go on the same positions over and over again and play with the same tactics over and over again. They need to mix that up. Next, right, they're going in for the kill on KGMB. Eventually, Speedy coming up, or yeah, TSM, entire TSM coming up against Speedy, actually trying to push him back, and they do manage to get him back into middle, but since TSM is on the other side of the map here, they're really not on the CT side of the map, they're on the T side of the map. Mouse actually takes over the CT side of the map, and they have this. Denise going in for the kill on Zipnix right there in the end, and 2-on-5 situation. This is going to be incredibly huge if TSM takes this, but it's going to be a miracle having to happen right now.
Yes, TSM lost the gamble previously. They bought up 2 orbs, they lost them both, they lost a round, and now they just have to play with the pistols as Kerrigan dies. Dupree now the last man standing in the middle of nowhere. He's surrounded by T's from behind, from the front, on A, on B. There's everyone waiting for him in every single corner, and he'll get chased down by an X. And that's 3-3 mouse sports. As I said, if TSM lose that round number 4, the score will get equalized, and there we go, that's 3-3 already.
It is, and TSM, they're still in the under advantage when it comes to the economical situation that they're in, and you know, when they decide to buy up on a round that they did earlier, it's they could have afforded weapons and so on in this one round that we're seeing. So mouse sports right here definitely making TSM feel the pain of buying in the earlier round right here, so they're really being punished for that in the end here. And TSM, what they need to focus on right here is they need to hold this down. And then,
ow.
Wow, that... Okay, so communication is maybe not on the top yet for TSM here. KGB going in for the kill on Gob. Chris will try to go in for the kill eventually on KGB, does manage to get it. Keeps pushing in towards main, knows that Kerrigan is at forklift. Now that they do have the A side, they can get the bomb planted. But, you know, it's still good eco coming up here by TSM. They've got those 2 kills and actually creating some damage to Mouse Sports economy right here. So it comes down to Debbie right here if he can make something happen, but he won't. Denise will finish him off in the end, and they will get yet another round. But TSM right there, they actually great performance coming up by them, even though it was this 1 eco that we saw. So losing that round. Eventually, though, they did have enough money here to buy double op setup, and that's what's going to happen right now. So, and it's interesting to say as well, CTs, you know, they don't need that head armor when they're meeting AKs and AWPs, because in the end, it doesn't really matter, or it doesn't really matter if they do get that headshot with the AK or so on and so on. They're going to die either way, so they can spare a little bit of change by not buying the head armor, actually.
Yep, definitely. That's quite a bit of money, actually. $350 can afford you a smoke, an HE, or can help you buy an M4 when you don't have a lot of money. That's an entry kill for Device too. And in the previous round, on top of that, Device helped himself towards that M4. And yeah, that's the decoy play, I think. Right there. When you throw out your weapon and then only throw a decoy, the sound will be your pistol, not your main weapon you had just a second ago. So you can trick the enemies into thinking you're playing with pistols, you're playing an eco or something like that. Next, though, manages to make the cross, but then gets found by Device. Oh, the flashbang get him, he's still got the frag. And that's Mouse coming back in the round. What a whiff from Device. That shouldn't have happened at any time. Dupree also finds the headshot then to finish off next, but Gobby is there to refrag. Still a 2-1-3, still a man advantage for TSM, so they're feeling good.
Oh, look at Denise. He had a side there for a long time. Now he gets Cajun B as he's trying to turn. And Kerrigan and Zipnix right now, they're in a really pressured situation. Mouse Sports could get this bomb down easily, and they will do so as well. Gob with the plant. Kerrigan finishes him off in the end right there in Sipnix, and him
Oh,
trying right now. Yeah, they know that he's there, so they're gonna surround quad and get that round eventually. So what really happened right there was that we had Denise playing a really lurker role, staying inside blue door room. I always tend to forget that name. Oh my
Squeak.
god.
I
Yeah,
think
Squeaky.
it is.
He tends to stay there and just wait till Mouse Sports backs off. And when they do, he goes out and just checks out the site, sees if anyone from TSM is there. If there's no one there, he can just hold that down, wait till TSM decides to rotate. If it weren't for Mouse Sports right there having 2 members remaining and the bomb turning, then TSM would never return. They got that entry on Cajun B, got the bomb planted eventually, so that could have been their round in the end. Really risky play coming up here by TSM, still going in for that round though.
Alright, so 4-4, TSM trying to bring it back, once again going for the double op setup when it's crucial. So once again, if they win this, it's gonna be great, but if they lose this, they will be forced into playing any ecos and giving away 3 rounds to Mouse Sports. Cajun B once again with that very aggressive push and A main, this time with an M4. Not a pistol though, so has much greater chances of working out, but Dennis finds his feet. And we'll get that frag. That's an entry for Mouse Sports. And the aggressiveness doesn't pay out to TSM this time.
So it's a 4-on-5 situation right now. Mouse Sports with that 1-man advantage. Dupree will get gobbed though. He falls down low on 20 HP. Speedy gets him eventually right there. So that's a quick refrag coming up by them. So a 3-on-4 situation right now. And Mouse Sports, if we take a look at the map, they're playing this really smart right now. Not deciding to push out B just yet. Waiting for info to come up here. Now they know that Device and Zipnix are playing these kind of positions. They can get that easily if they just push out and free-peek those angles. But Zipnix eventually through that smoke will get the kill on Nex. And 5-4 right now. TSM with the second round right now for them. They actually got the earlier round against Mouse Sports right here. So 5-4 grabbing the lead once again. And we'll see if they can keep this going.
Yeah, so the double op setup once failed. The other time it worked. So they stick to it right now, and they have 4 sets of nades with the exception of Kerrigan actually, so still not looking too good on the money. With 5-4, they have the rounds, they have the numbers right there, and Mouse Sports will be playing a force buy right here. Garb with an AK, Chris G with a scout, and the rest of the team playing with only pistols and Kevlars. They very much tried to force it up, but they lose that entry frag. Speedy falls. Now TSM is looking very, very well. Holding that bomb side B, Device doesn't get flashbanged, it's not gonna work. He's got a triple kill already, Dupree steals 1, but that's still gonna be around to TSM without any big struggles.
Device, right there with the off. He knows how to play that, and it's like that as well. Like they come in with pistols. People say that hey, it's easy just to take out pistols, but when you play, if you play with an op, you miss the first bullet, they can just rush you instantly, and you'll be dead. So well played by Device, keeping the B side clean at all points in time. Right there, waiting for Kerrigan to turn as well. So that's a backup player coming eventually in there. So great play coming up there by Device in the end. And 6-4 right now. Mouse Sports. This is gonna be the buy round that we're seeing in Chris J. He's just gonna be playing on a really defensive spot, all the way back from T spawn almost. Gets that entry, and it's a 4-on-5 situation right because of that. And TSM, they're looking comfortable with pushing and so on, but they're, you know, Device right there pushing through B halls. He will be punished for that in the end.
That's why we're talking so much about Device, and he falls as the first one right here, right now. So Mouse Sports now getting a good round start. It turns around so drastically every single time. Sipix gets hit through that wall actually, but only loses 6 points of health, but knows that there's something going on in the middle. So Mouse Sports have not yet chosen a site they want to go for. Still sticking around that middle, but there's one man walking into Squeak right now. Yet again, it's Chris G with the AWP. He'll be trying to get a pick yet again. But once again, as a double op setup in TSM, he once failed and once worked. As Zipix finds the kill on next, so he shuts down all the plans that Mouse Sports had.
And what it looks like right now, Mouse Sports, if they just get into that A side, they get that entry, that could be the opening for them in this one round, and the light that, after all, might give them this round. But Cajun B is just unstoppable on the site. Gets those 3 kills, and Speedy, there's not much he can do here. He needs to back off, and because of the low amount of money that they do have right here, it's not going to be even valuable to try to go in for this one round. So, actually, optimal move coming up here by Speedy. And this round that we're seeing. So 7-4 right now to TSM, and we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, but it's still very bad. The rest of the team will either have to force up, and it already failed horribly previously, or he'll just once again try to save up the weapon and waste a whole round. Spitty, the only one with a rifle. One of the two guys with Kevlar. Alright, Nex also buys up that Kevlar, but without a helmet, so it will hurt a lot when he gets hit in the head by an M4, and Device gets an entry frag, yet again shutting down that B side push from the T's.
Alright, so it would be interesting right now to see Speedy play that lurker position that Denise did in the Squeaky earlier, actually. That would have, you know, that might have actually paid off clean for them in this one round, but they decided to go all out on B, and just doesn't, they really get punished for that in the end. TSM right here, Device coming out with a CZ75, gets Nex eventually, and 8-4 right now. Mouse Sports, they do have this under control. Or no, yeah, TSM had this under control, and Mouse Sports, they need to find new ways of actually breaking down TSM right here, and pretty much knowing where TSM is standing at all points in time, because when they do get into a site, it's like they miss opportunities to go in for kills after kills after kills if they play this together. So Mouse Sports are really out of sync right now when they get into sites.
Yeah, but TSM still have to get the communication on point. Every single time there's something going on around the vents, they want to shoot at themselves. This time someone walked into the vents from the middle, and his teammate once again aimed very quickly at the vents and tried to shoot at him. They have to get that on point, because they don't want to kill themselves at some point. And got B still hanging around in the middle. And that Zipix had his crosshair on top of his head, but fell back a little bit. Now once again the guy aiming from the vents also knows that someone has to be lurking there, but they just don't pull the triggers, and that could have been a great entry for TSM. Oh, Device though gets that frag on Speedy, so they get an entry anyway, and Gob is still locked up in that corner when the smokes disappear. When he finally shows up, it will be an easy frag for TSM unless Chris J helps him out like that. Oh, now Gob got spotted by Zipix, but he got flashbanged, so once again has to run away, but gave the info to the pre, and TSM in a 4-on-3.
And that's a good double play coming up actually by Sipnix and Dupree right there, since if he does back up, they don't know if anyone's vents anymore. They need to hold that down before trying to go in for the peek on middle. So just great play coming up here by TSM, pretty much double peeking them right there. Kerrigan is holding down main. He needs to get this bullet straight on Chris J. Misses out eventually, and Chris J is allowed to jump out on the site right now. Got 5 HP remaining. Does get that kill on Device. Kerrigan replies instantly. They know that the bomb is on site, and they come from all. Yeah, Dupree coming up from behind, and they just surround that.
Dupree coming in from behind. That was crucial because Kerrigan was locked up in a corner. So no matter if he killed one, no matter if he killed two, he would have gone down anyways. But that flank completely annihilated Mouse Sports in this round. 9-4 already. So it was very, very close at the very beginning. But TSM now coming out hugely on top. And yet again, Mouse Sports playing a mixed buy. Chris J, not even a Kevlar. Got B without a rifle. And he goes down immediately.
Right now, Mouse Sports, what they need to focus on right now, Speedy is coming up here on B Halls. Will try to get into vents, gets that kill on Device eventually. Nex is there to support him. Dupree goes down, and right now the B side is looking all steady and clean. They can get out easily right here if they want to. Zipnix is the only one that's gonna be their problem right here, and if they get the kill on him, and they've got this, but they decide they want to back up, play this passively. Now that they do have those two entries, they have that one-man advantage. TSM, though, we have Cajun B on a really close call angle, really close to middle if they decide to push out there. So Mouse Sports, they need to play this safe right now. Kerrigan on the A side, he's holding down main, and if they do get up there, he needs to set that bullet instantly right now. If they are allowed to get out on A, then there's no one on this map for TSM to support quickly. It's Cajun B, and Cajun B will be shot off guard. Denise getting him in the end right there. So 9-4, and Chris J right here is trying to fake a jump out. Kerrigan misses the first bullet, and this is what I was talking about earlier. The rotation is so long for Zipnix right here. It's gonna be insane. Kerrigan, he needs to keep himself alive.
He misses again, and there's Dennis to stop the fix.
Same thing here. Kerrigan is on the A side. They get out on the B side, and they have the bomb planted. Kerrigan has such a long way to turn and rotate towards the B side here, so it's just a waste of time right now. And since this is not MM, they've only got 35 seconds to play around with right here.
And Dennis has that angle covered, and that's Mouseboards with the 5th round, but TSM can still get 10 if they win right here. They had quite a bit of money, so they will be able to fully buy up. At least I think so. Device should have one weapon dropped for him. And that's the case exactly. So 9-5 and a gun round between the teams. So let's see which one proves to be the better one in the first half. Well, Mouseboards, they are on the T side, so it's still not looking horrible unless they lose this last one.
So right now, Mousesports, this is the round that they need to get to make it 6-9. If TSM wins this, it's going to be 10-5, and they do have a strong advantage in the next upcoming half, obviously. So, with that being said, if they take the pistol after that, it's just going to be looking really hard for Mousesports eventually. So, TSM, they're just holding this down as they did earlier. We have Dupree playing B this time, actually. So, that being said, we have one op. There's one op on both teams right here, and TSM, they're just holding this down. Mousesports, what they're trying to do here is they're splitting up, trying to get some info. They do boost one up there, and that's going to be Chris J, who's going to be coming up on middle. Kerrigan, he's not spotted. He's not going to be spotted from middle right there, so Chris J can't spot anyone out. He's just going to be holding that angle. Eventually, if Kerrigan decides to go out, though, he is going to be shot down. So Chris J right there just waiting for the frag to come at him. And 9-5 right now. This could be 9-6 if Mousesports take this. They do have that one-man advantage. Gob will go down, though, after missing out on too many bullets. Chris J and the gang, they can just push this guy out. Device is going to go down, and Dupree is on the B side. He needs to hold this down unless Sipniks get up a little bit quicker than we thought right there. He does go down eventually, though, and next gets Dupree. Cajun B is on a 1-on-2 situation with 15 HP remaining. That's going to be super hard. So 9-6 right there, and TSM losing the last round of the first half.
Yep, and there we go. 9-6 is actually not a bad score for Mousesports, and let's see how it goes in the pistol round, because once again, pistol round will bring the score very close. Mousesports, if they actually win it without giving the bomb plant to TSM, they will be able to equalize the score. But on the other hand, if TSM win the pistol round, then they will be very close to closing up the map. So that's the map that Mousesports pick. So they will definitely be looking to take this pistol if they still think about winning it.
Oh. Yeah, okay, so Chris, he's gonna AFK here. So maybe just a toilet break? Unsure here. Unsure of what's going on. But the game is paused, and TSM looking really strong there on the CT side for a while, right? They got those rounds in a row. I think that was like 6 rounds in a row for a while there. So they get those rounds, and they just hold that down, and then eventually Mousesports reads it and gets those 3 or 2 remaining rounds in the end, and finishes out with a score of 9-6. So Mousesports, we'll see if they can do the same thing, or same thing but a little bit better on the CT side here. If they decide to play offensively, then TSM, I think this could be easily their side and map. But yeah, we'll see how this eventually goes.
Yep, so just quickly waiting for Chris J to come back, and he definitely deserves a little bit of a break. His sniping brought a little bit of success to Mousesports, but sometimes it didn't work out. Usually he was going to that squeaky door and waiting for a pick. And actually might have surprised TSM that he got boosted up in the middle in the last round of the first half, and he got that great entry. He picked off a man from the Z, and he was in a very good spot. Because even though the flashbang was thrown by a guy from the highway, he was still looking at such an angle that he didn't get blinded, so that was the easiest kill of his life.
Yeah, and TSM, they did some mistakes as well. Mousesports, they did some mistakes as well playing T-side right there. For example, Dennis playing Squeaky for a while there when he was lurking, and then just got out on the A side, planted the bomb, but they could have that and hold that down. It was a 2-on-2 situation, easy for Mousesports to pick off. But then TSM, Cajun B goes down, they get the info, and they turn quickly. Mousesports isn't ready on that, and they fall down to the ground again. And, those mistakes cannot be done here in the future upcoming game, because then TSM is going to be looking strong and possible winning this one map.
Yep, so just waiting for Chris G to come back, the sniper from Mousesports, the AWPer of the team. So let's take a look at the scoreboard. Right now at the top of the standings is Nex, so that's what I was talking about. He's one of the better players from the team, and I was talking about that in the knife round. He cannot clutch the knife round, but he was the man that assured Mousesports' victory in some of the rounds, but can he keep on doing that throughout the whole map to make them win this cash? It will be very tough against like a top class team like TSM, because TSM definitely on the wave right now, winning so many tournaments, so many hugest matches.
And definitely, last time they played Cash, they beat NIP with, I believe, 16-4 or something, 16-3. I'm super unsure. It was a manslaughter. NIP, they couldn't do anything against this team. So, you know, TSM is really looking good for them right now. And on their standings, we have Dupree playing with 14-10 right there, and with him we have Device, who's got 14 kills as well and 10 deaths as well. So, right there we have a strong head of the game for TSM, and then KGMB, Zipnix, and Kerrigan on the bottom side of that. And you know, it's just looking really strong right here for TSM. We'll see if they'll be able to take this. Unpause is coming up by Dennis right there. So Mousesports, I believe they were ready for this, and TSM will unpause eventually right here as well. So 9-6, and the pistol round of the second half is going to be coming up.
Yep, so there we go, 9-6, and we are kicking off with the pistol round of the second half as Chris J is finally ready to play the game. We have a defuse kit and 2 flashbangs in the hands of God B. On the other hand, 2 players from the T side playing with only nades, and 3 of them with Kevlars. So they are approaching that bomb site A, and there's a couple smokes being thrown, and they cut off that one man from the car. That's a great play. There's no one inside the site. They will get a bomb plant without a single thing done.
And you know, Mousesports playing this retake positioning, like they're just not even in the site. They're just playing backed off away from the site and playing for retake right there. Dennis actually getting a Kerrigan as he tries to hold off the back, but it's like when Mousesports play this way, you know, it's super risky. If TSM gets in here and they just hold that down, it's going to be super hard. But Mousesports eventually, though, CT sat on Cash, it's looking really strong here in the beginning. They do clinch the retake eventually against TSM right there, with only 1 man going down as well, so that's actually impressive. Now, what's important to think of here is that TSM, if they did hold that down, that side down, and if they had Kerrigan, for example, playing a position in which he had the entry, that could have been a little bit harder for Mouse to take home. But TSM eventually losing this one round, and they will be in a slightly, or actually a really huge economical disadvantage. But they do have the bomb planted, so this is the eco that we're seeing. The next round will probably be the buy round that we're seeing. So TSM looking to do kind of the same thing again here, getting out to the A side.
2 UMPs and 3 M4s, so the UMPs definitely looking to rack up a little bit of money right there. This time TSM though enter the site without even throwing smokes, but they still get the bomb plant, so that's a huge load of money in the pockets of TSM with 2 bomb plants in a row. Mousesports, they're not doing a thing to prevent that from happening, and Device finds the entry frag. Actually, finally the refrags come from Mouse, but they're low on health, every single one of them. Kerrigan manages to pick up an M4, that might mean Mousesports losing the round. Finally, he loses it very quickly, so that's lucky for Mousesports right there. But man, it looked very close.
Definitely did right there for Mousesports, and you know, the fact that they actually go in for those kills on quad as well. There's no one from TSM even holding off that back angle when there were 2 people standing there. Like, what is going on, TSM? They really need to focus on those kills, because Mousesports, they'll eventually, if they play the same way over and over again, and TSM read them as an open book, if they switch up their tactics like they did in the earlier half, where we saw, for example, them starting to read TSM and anti-stratting them, you know, it's going to be hard for TSM, definitely. So we'll see how this goes, and this time, not with the A tactic, actually. Now that they do have the weapons, they want to play this a little bit more calm. We'll see if they can make a round out of this. They do have the Molotovs. Kerrigan trying to shoot through this smoke. No one is going to be hurt by his bullets, though. No one is there to take them.
Oh.
Sipnix eventually really lucky to get that kill on next. He has 8 HP remaining. Speedy is on the A side. He's about to turn to middle right now. There is a Molotov right there. Dennis could go down instantly right there if KGB actually got that kill, but he won't.
There we go, TSM taking that site without really struggling too much. Dupree just gets 2 frags and the bomb is going to get planted. Zipix in a very good spot, not cut off by the smoke. That is really obstructing the point of view of the rest of the team, but now only 2 men standing, Speedy and Dennis on the battlefield. They do have the defuse kits, however, winning a 2-on-4 will be extremely hard. So they let TSM plant bombs 2 rounds in a row. Now that's the 3rd one in a row. And TSM had so much money to play with, so now they buy up the rifles, now they win the rounds, and they don't really have to care about losing the pistol even.
Well, you know, that's what we pointed out in the earlier rounds as well. You know, with mousesports keep playing the way they do, and TSM eventually, you know, reads this, and you know, hey, if they're gonna play retake, we can just get into the side easily and get the bomb planted. Then mousesports, they're gonna be dealt with so much difficulties. It's gonna be insane. TSM is gonna anti-strat that, especially on the B side where you've only got 3 angles to come, or 4 angles to come from, and if mousesports don't get the entry right there, or the 2 entries that they need actually for one man to not hold each and every angle on the B side, for example, it's going to be super rough for them in the end when they do play those retake positions, especially on the B side. A side could be a little bit easier, but you know, the B side, it's going to be super hard for them eventually if TSM starts reading this.
And Dennis pushes out very aggressively. He almost catches Zipix, but is just a split second too late. But he still might deliver a lot of damage to the backline of TSM if he goes for that push further still. And he gets the headshot on Zipix. We'll be looking for some more, but I don't think he'll find anyone else, since TSM is going for bomb side B push actually from the fence. They drop down, they kill Garb, but Christian manages to survive for a very long time and even finds the headshot on Dupree before going down. And finally, TSM have that bomb site taken, but it still is a 3-on-3. Speedy and Dennis with the weapons. That might still hurt them a lot, and Device was very low on health, so he quickly goes down to Nex. But Cajun B with the trade, still a 2-on-2. Still the rifles looking very strong in the hands of mousesports. Now Nex also low on health, but Kerrigan in a 1-on-2, he might feel a little bit overwhelmed. He kills one of them, and he kills the second one very quickly too. That's 11-8 in favor of TSM. He manages to win that clutch.
And in the end right there, Nex, he didn't have any armor for, you know, he didn't even have body armor right there, so just going in for a kill like that and then picking up that AK could have been profitable for the next upcoming round right there. He didn't save it eventually, and they let TSM win yet another round right there with both of them actually going down. So TSM definitely in the strong advantage right there. Mousesports could actually decide upon saving some weapons right there. For example, if you look at Speedy, he's only got that P250, for example. So, you know, Mouse, it's really like they're prioritizing the wrong stuff right here. TSM though, they'll get into the site eventually. They're playing on B. They're feeling really confident in pushing in as well, which is probably an effect of actually that Mousesports, they're playing on these retakes like over and over and over again. So TSM feel really comfortable with getting in on the sites, and Mousesports eventually right here, they'll need to back off, and they already decide up on saving. So next, Speedy and Dennis will save their weapons. They have that one op. Speedy has the fire nade and the smoke grenade as well, some armor as well. So profitable save coming up by them right there.
Yeah, definitely, and they will earn money even though they are saving, since they're on the CT side, so it will look good. Dennis will be able to afford that Kevlar in the upcoming round, so Mousesports just trying to come back strong in round number 21.
12-8 right now, and if we take a look at this, yeah, we can take a quick look at the stats again. Dupree and the Cajun B, they're still on top there, and Device falling down a little bit on the score, but still he has almost the same amount of kills as Dupree right there. So TSM looking really strong in this one. Mousesports as well. They do have slightly the amount of kills that TSM has as well, so it's really not been working out too well for Mousesports in the end here, but they've been playing far.
Gobby pushing through the smoke. Sorry to interrupt you, but he is in a very, very good spot. And actually, taking a look at the standings, he's not been doing too well throughout this first map. He doesn't have a lot of frags, but did get through that smoke. Still didn't manage to find a single frag. Oh, he's gonna get the knife kill, and he picks up the weapon. It turns around immediately. Still, one of them died. That's Speedy. So it is a 4-on-4 no-man advantage, but he's got a lot of money and a weapon to work with.
Dennis right there with the off on main. Could he get that third kill on Zipnix as he's trying to reach the bomb? Could be the bomb for Zipnix right here if he picks it up early enough. Does get it up. Dennis throwing out that flashbang. Does get the kill together with Nex. Perfectly timed peek coming up by the both of them right there. In sync, definitely. But, you know, that knife, people say it's, yeah, BM to knife and so on and so on. But actually it's profitable. You get a lot of money by doing it. So definitely smart move coming up here by Mousesports. And, you know, the fact that he does go in for that knife kill eventually, just smart play coming up by them, definitely. And Gob will be buying some nades and so on and so on, thanks to that. And now that they do have a strong bank, it's, you know, they do have enough money to buy for the next upcoming round, either way if they decide, or if they do lose this. So 12-9 right now, and TSM, we'll see how this goes.
BMing is getting a kill with a Zeus maybe, but not with a knife, because it gives you so much money. And you pointed it out, so there we go. 2 AWPs and mousesports, not a single one in TSM. That might hurt him. The ops in the previous round got so many frags. That's next with a nade though. Not an op, not a rifle, nothing else. Chris J with a frag in the middle. That's TSM crumbling under the shots of mouz. They will most probably get a bomb plant because Device already found that great position, but other than that, I don't think they will be able to win the round. So mousesports strongly coming back.
And Chris J gets that kill, and Dupree Devices alone here, only with 41 HP remaining. That's going to be hard. Dennis going in for the kill eventually, and 12-10 right now. mousesports with yet another round, playing the retakes. Sometimes it's been working out, sometimes it hasn't. TSM, they're slightly on a brink here to start reading and understanding of how mousesports is doing, and it's when they do take those peaks in the rotation situations for mousesports, that's when you see TSM getting rounds after rounds after rounds. Whilst if mousesports, they do play the retakes, and there's no one coming up behind, there's no one really stopping them and limiting their rotation and so on, then, you know, TSM, they have rounds after rounds after rounds. It's easy. But Chris J right there with the entry, Dupree with an easy kill right there for him, and he can just back off and rely on another one guy coming here. So Cajun B is the man to come eventually, if so, or if he doesn't back off right here. Speedy on the A side as well. mouz, they're splitting up. They're unsure of where TSM are, but now that they get into the B side, the rotation has to come up eventually, and it's going to be a long turn coming up by them. But Chris J is there.
Oh, the bomb.
Yeah, the bomb is dropped as well. He can just pull this down. He does go in for that second frag, gets Cajun B, Device replies, but then Dennis is there, goes in for the third, or for the fifth kill of the round, and gets Device down. So great play coming up by Dennis and Chris J, rather delaying a push once again from TSM, and it works out super well.
And the bomb dropped in such an awful spot, just killed TSM in that round. They had to walk right into the jaw of mousesports, and well, 12-11. TSM finally able to buy up, but it's not looking good. If they lose this round, mousesports so close to turning the whole map around. Well, still remember, this is the map of choice for mousesports. The next one will be the map that TSM wanted to play, Overpass, but still TSM, they are a top class team. They cannot afford to lose a map against mousesports right here. To prove their domination.
Most definitely, most definitely. But we'll see here. TSM, they're coming up on the B side here in mouz. It's when they push super closely and get into positions that, you know, if you had a full team, these tactics would have worked out. But if you're only two people, for example, getting into the B side here, Gob gets the entry, it's going to be so hard to go in for that reply kill if there's no one there around the corner to take that. And he survives with 19 HP, but that's an easy reply coming up by TSM if they, for example, had a full team. So they're really splitting up right here, trying to get that reply on Gob eventually. Does get it on Chris J. Gob is on headshot, goes down to Kerrigan eventually, and Cajun B just holds down Nix as he pushes up on higher. The bomb will go down and sit Nix with the plant. Speedy and Dennis are the ones to remain, and we'll see what they decide to do. Speedy's on the A site. He knows that, you know, the rotation is really far ahead, and it's gonna be taking so long for me to turn, so it's not even worth it. So Dennis just waits here and vents, and TSM, they're starting to hunt for kills right here. Sit Nix is on the site, still waiting for someone to come, just slightly making sure that no one is able to take that ninja defuse, and most certainly there is no one gonna take that right now.
Yes, there we go. TSM actually managed to take this round, so they don't let mousesports turn around, and that's very important as they still preserve the momentum. They stand on the top. Just 3 more rounds for TSM, but still, mousesports also not too far away from winning the map. We might end up seeing an overtime right here, but as I said, TSM, they will want to prove their domination. So mousesports, if they want to win it, they have to do it right now and not give TSM anything else.
And TSM right now, they're They're splitting up here. They do have the bomb on the A side of the map right here. Next goes in for the Caucasian B. Finds someone through that smoke, but doesn't really get the kill. Dennis does prove his domination with the up right there. Device goes down. Kerrigan goes down as well to Speedy right there. Sipnix gets the kill on Speedy. Eventually, that's a reply, but Next just up on Vents gets the kill on Sipnix. That's a pre-fake. Still doesn't really take the fire, and, you know, the pre pushing through this one smoke will be shot down by Chris J eventually, and it's just a double play coming up by Mousesports at all points in time. TSM, they're not allowed to get in to sites and so on and so on. It's just Mousesports, they do have the domination of this map right now.
Yeah, and TSM get their economy crushed, and that's very important for Mousesports. As I said, they cannot give their enemies anything else, and that's looking great. 2 AKs, a Scout, and a Nova in the hands of Kerrigan, so that proves the desperation, not the domination right here.
The TSM right now, Device is going to get boosted up by Kerrigan on middle. They do have that Scout on him, so he needs to get that headshot on Chris J unless he wants to be shot down instantly. And Chris J is just holding that down. Chris J, who's been playing really well with the op earlier as well, so wouldn't doubt a second here that they're able. That's a team flash as well. Kerrigan not really perfectly timing that for Device as they're trying to make him push out, but 13-12, and Mouse, you know, they're looking really strong. This time, they're not really playing for the retake. If so, that's on the B side, and that's where we have Gob playing, so we'll see what he does next eventually. If TSM decides to push in here, then Gob has to get this one entry and then just buy some time for the team to turn to the B side. Cage and B, Dupree, they're eventually going to get in here. The smoke is going to come out. Does throw out his fire nade right there. The kill hasn't come up yet. Next is going to support. Dupree goes down. Goes for the second. Kerrigan goes in, but dies eventually. Sipnix as well goes in for the kill on Next. So 3-on-3 situation because of that. Chris J doing great work for the team, but it's a 2-on-1 situation since Mouse, they equalize that, take the one-man advantage, and in the end, Dennis just picking off a kill there with the op. Device goes down 13-13. And in the end, this is really 50-50 right now. What we're seeing, ladies and gentlemen, this one map is super 50-50, and Mousesports are... Is this going to be your winner? TSM, are you willing to prove your domination after all?
Yeah, Mousesports looking really good right here, right now, but the thing is, if the first map, their own map of choice, is looking so 50-50, then TSM will most probably just dominate or overpass. But let's stop talking about domination now. Here's about who gets points and who doesn't. TSM, as I said, if they win this map 2-0, they will put themselves right at the top of the table with a very good lead over Envious. But Mousesports, if they on the other hand take 3 points, they will get close to Envious, and they might even secure the second spot after another match. So it's about looking very good to them. And yeah, TSM, they lost that eco, and now this is the round that very much matters.
And most definitely Dupree right here, he has to play that smart with the Deagle as well, waiting for an entry potentially by his mates right there to pick up a heavier weapon and so on and so on. Cajun will go down. Chris J going in for that kill on Cajun B eventually, so that's the entry. Now that they do have the entry, they can just back off knowing that TSM, they've got one less of a chance of surviving getting into a site. So well played right here by Mousesports, getting that entry quickly in the round and then just backing off.
Yeah, so Cajun B goes down, Mousesports in a 5-4, and they have that 1 round advantage. Only 2 more to secure the map victory, so it's looking great for them, and the confidence must be a great factor in their minds at the moment. But let's not get too overconfident, because that leads to just losing rounds instead of winning. And well, TSM split all over the map. There's Zipix in A main, there's Device in the middle, there's Dupree holding an angle close to B site, and Zipix just goes down, runs out, gets flashbanged, and that's it. So TSM not looking good at the moment at all.
Device going in for that kill on Speedy as well. On short, that could be an equalizer coming up by Dennis. Chris J, they're just denying that to happen. Device goes in for the kill on Gob, but he's super low. Chris J, he has that, and he does get the kill eventually. Device goes down at 13-15. Mousesports, are you going to win the first map of choice right here?
Yeah, it's very much looking like that right now. TSM playing a 4-spy with Tech 9s and Kevlars. Okay, teams have won rounds such as that in the history of CSGO, like, very often, but TSM overall not looking too good. That will require quite a bit of effort. But if they get some entry frags, they can pick up the weapons very quickly, and then with the Kevlars and rifles, it might be great. And it's a 3-on-3, so let's take a look. Now Nex finds the frag and device, and it was a 3-on-3, but not anymore. Now Mouseport in the lead. But once again, we have the rifles in the hands of the Danish lineup. And Kerrigan now, the last man standing, he'll find two! There comes Nex from behind, and he manages to take it. That's a triple kill for him. Very quick consecutive frags, and manages to hold it off for TSM.
Oh my god, Kerrigan. What's going on? Alright, so Mousesports, they do have enough money to buy, so let's not get too afraid here of their loss, but TSM, you know, they might take this back eventually. It might go over to overtime. This is the round pretty much deciding that. And Mousesports, they do have that double op setup. Dennis and Chris J holding the ops in their hands. And we'll see how they play this. Long range battles are preferable right now. Speedy goes in for the kill on Dupree. They will be pushing out. And TSM trying to get out on the A side. Pretty much delayed a little bit right there since the bullets are fired through that smoke device. Not planting the bomb instantly, actually gets it on a position in which they do have an advantage of actually killing whoever is defusing that, which is a smart move, definitely a smart move. Now, we have Mousesports with that one-man advantage. Going here for Kerrigan right there, that's a great kill coming out. Chris J on device as well, and right now it's going to be looking really dark. Eventually, Mousesports will take their first map home, and GG as the call by Dupree right there. So, 14-16, and Mousesports in the end definitely taking this home, and it looked for a while there that, you know, Mousesports in the beginning of this game, 9-6, I believe it was in the halftime. So great play right there, and then just what? Aztec? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, that's weird. But all right, sometimes it dust, sometimes it is Aztec. All right, but yeah, in the last round, you said the bomb got planted in a great position for TSM, but Cajun got left in a 104, so in that spot it wasn't looking good at all anymore. Alright, so we'll be getting into the second map, which should be, let me take a quick look, it should be Overpass for TSM and not Aztec.
Yeah,
so guys, just give us like 5 minutes and we'll be coming back to you with the second map of this best of 2, but already Mousesports looking very good, so you cannot miss that second map. TSM versus Mousesports on Overpass in just like 5 minutes, and this match and this map has been casted for you by Nero Integrate and Volty.